laboratories to commission HMAS Supply, the Navy's new auxiliary oiler replenishment ship. And one performance in honour of the new vessel raised a lot of eyebrows.
You know, why do you think it would raise a lot of eyebrows? Looks like a fucking strip club, man. And they're all in red and black. And like, I mean, that's serious booty, right? Like, honestly, this is Alice Bailey's revelation of the hierarchy. This is just showing exactly what is going on. Okay. And it's literally bums in faces every night on television. You know, I just, you know, catch the aftermath, you know, on YouTube. Dancers twerk to commission new Warship. And this is really how we see our women, and we're supposed to respect our women, you know. So what's going on here? I got a few ideas. Want to hear them? Fucking hell. Picture paints 1,000 words. Red and black, which are like satanic sacrificial colours, I might add.
Well, to discuss this and get some common sense, I'm joined from Newcastle by the leader of One Nation in New South Wales, Mark Latham.
Oh my God.
I don't know how that got through the...
I'm in the mood, don't worry, I'm grooving on.
Do not even joke. You know, at a time when the military has issues, you know, about women and the treatment of young cadets and others, I am speechless that Sir Hoss, or whoever it might be that had a role in organising that ceremony, would let that get through.
Well, I disagree, Peter. They're professional dancers who probably since they were young girls.
Oh, honestly, I thought we got rid of Latham years ago. Really. Is he the best talking head they can come up with? Oh my God. I don't even want to hear what he has to say, quite frankly. Now, you know, I've worked with professional dancers. I've directed professional dancers, okay? I once directed 2 strippers in the dance of the 7 Veils, and they were wonderful women, right? I loved them. One was professional. She was Miss Nude World, right? And oh my God, she was an athlete, she was a gymnast, she was toned to the max, not a hair out of place. She was a professional. And they had professional outfits, a professional attitude, and they were wonderful women, right? The other one had floppy arms. She was just like a little sort of dreamy stripper, you know, with floppy arms. I had to keep saying, tighten your arms, tighten your arms. But anyway, I loved these women because, number one, they paid. You know, most of these so-called professionals, you've got to like stand out the front of the theatre, right, and threaten them unless they give you the money for the work that you've done. But, you know, these women who I worked with, marvellous. We did our rehearsals at the Actors Centre in Surrey Hills, very respectable. They paid on time. We finished the project, Dance of the 7 Veils. I got the other girl to tighten up her floppy arms. And we had a lot of fun, right? But to me, this is like, I mean, honestly, like, where did they get those outfits from? You know, they are not the Dallas cowgirls. Now, this is what I call professional. Oh, they're the footballers. But anyway, fantastic. These women, where are they? Fuck the footballers, I hate football. But look at them. They're just gorgeous, you know? And, you know, you combine them with the football players. It's just like a tribute to heterosexuality. And you're not allowed to pay any tributes to heterosexuality anymore, right? So let's just enjoy it while we can. But it's got nothing to do with that, that Navy crew. Those women need to go back into the rehearsal room. The costumes are trashy. And, you know, the dancers, so-called professional dancers, they're C-grade, right? They might be okay for the new theatre, but nobody would want to see them at the Opera House. And yet, you know, this is the part of the celebration for the Navy. Why would that be? And why would the Prime Minister even stand up for them? It's not about them personally. It's about the way we see women in Australia. So, do you know what this Navy twerking thing reminded me of? The testimony of Kay Griggs. And I really recommend you look at that. Just Google Kay Griggs interview 1998. You know, it's amazing they haven't pulled down all her videos. Her testimony is really, well, it helped me put pieces together. God bless her. And she got targeted for this testimony. So, you know, if you get a chance, check out.
You are the wife of Colonel George Griggs.
Yes.
11 years of marriage.
Yes.
It's true that your husband is has been the head of special operations under Admiral Kelso, NATO.
Yes.
And it's true that you were the head of the hospitality committee.
Yes.
You were the member of the executive board of NATO's Wives Club.
Absolutely.
And also that your husband's background includes NATO Defense College in Rome,
Yes.
Princeton class of 1959.
Yes.
His intelligence career, spy career, began in Vietnam.
Yes.
And it's also true that it continues under this day.
Absolutely under General Wilhelm.
And that your husband was the liaison between the White House and President Jamal of Beirut, Lebanon, at the time of the bombing of the Marine barracks in Lebanon.
Yes.
And in fact, your husband was an alcoholic.
Absolutely.
And probably is
Incredible.
to this day.
Absolutely.
And during these drunken stupors, he would so to speak, blab on and tell you everything he knew about the intelligence community.
Everything.
Nothing was hid.
No.
It was like he wanted to relieve himself and unburden his heart.
Yes.
And so he told you everything that you now know about the
Yes.
intelligence community
Yes.
and that you are talking about. And in fact, he told you that they knew the bombing was coming down in
Yes.
Beirut before it occurred.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And also, by your association with him, you have come to understand and know, as shocking as this may sound to the people who are viewing this, that the United States military is literally run by sexual deviants, heavy on the homosexual side.
Truly.
And that in the United States military, people like Jeffrey Dahmer and Kaczynski and McVeigh and Oswald and a host of other people who have a sexual deviant background, primarily homosexual, these individuals are actually sought out by people within the military,
The Army.
For advancement into intelligence type
Yes,
work,
yes.
because they are so easy to control,
Yes.
and they actually become mind slaves, and that the U.S.
Yes.
military,
Yes.
literally,
Yes.
as outrageous as it sounds, is a mind control operation.
Yes. Totally now. Totally now. They've gotten rid of the good folks, like MacArthur. Got rid of them one by one. Totally take over.
All right.
Oh, it just took me an hour to find the point in this very, very long interview. So I can make my point. And so this is why Kate Griggs, she goes into such incredible detail. And she's totally credible. And she's the real Christian, man. She's the real deal, right? And boy, you know, did she pay for it. But anyway, she's just this is a point where she says, and this is where I got flagged, right?
Because I stopped all the go-go dancers in the officers' clubs, and they got very mad with me. I can tell you that story. It's true.
She stopped the go-go dancers in the officers' clubs, and they got very mad at her. Okay, so go-go dancers, strippers, whatever, it's part of the whole military life, right? It's part of their brotherhood. From what she's told, I mean, most of them are mainly like homosexual, but you know, for the few heterosexuals that are left, you know, they've got their go-go dancers, but maybe anyway, I'll just let her talk.
But why, you didn't realize what you're doing at the time?
No, I was just incensed, you know, that they would allow topless women, young girls, in the officers' club dining room while I was trying to eat late one night. And George says, well, you know, you just have to get used to it. If you think this is anything, you ought to see what goes on in Okinawa. Well, this was
You ought to see what goes on in Okinawa.
91, 90, it was before Tailhook. And the Lord is always with me. Sometimes I don't know where he is, but this particular night, it was about 9 o'clock and I was starving. And I was really mad because his reaction wasn't, I'm sorry, this is offensive, do you want to go in town to eat or something? He didn't do that. He attacked me. It was a chance to educate me the way they were educated.
I see.
Get used
Yeah, educate you in the way that they are educated, right?
to it, bitch. You know,
Yeah.
excuse my French.
Get used to it, bitch. Yeah, excuse my French.
But that's really what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Well, they were all young married officers. Now, I worked at the chamber, and this is taxpayer money. This looks bad. They had, wedding bands on. And one of the guys, two of the guys goes out with one of the girls. So I'm going, after having said, don't you see anything wrong with this picture? And getting no background. I thought, oh, boy, I've got a camera in my pocketbook. I am going to see Marty and Ugi, my old roommate from St. Mary's, little Episcopal Junior College in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I said, whoa, little Lucille Ball comes out. And I just kind of grabbed that little camera with the flash, And I get me 3 little flashes of scattering people. So
Just
light.
because the camera's going off.
Yes. So that said to me, it proved to him, God, truth is light, light is truth. You know, hey, this isn't. I mean, God proved it. I didn't do it. I didn't argue. I just took pictures. They scattered. Then what happened?
What happened to the pictures?
Well, he tried to grab my camera.
He?
My husband.
Right.
But there were still some men in there, you see, and 2 of the girls. And they were looking at me like, you are. The girls were probably thinking, oh, you know, but the guys, they saw older colonel, chief of staff here, wife. It was bad from the perspective of me being a wife, witnessing this, being ordered to shut up. So I took the camera when he wanted to grab it from me, and I went like this. I mean, it was real battle time, major. My brother was a championship wrestler. You know, I don't know anything about holds, but I knew this was self-preservation time.
Yeah.
And I just said, well, I'm going to the ladies' room. Huh?
Yeah.
So I went to the ladies' room and I hid the darn thing. And he wanted to know where it was. We had a major battle. But the end thing that happened was I wrote a nice letter, found out the name of the manager of the club, because I knew protocol. I knew you can't go and just really mess everybody up. And I sent a letter saying, is this normal to have it, to the club manager? But I sent copies of the pictures and the letter to the wife of the general commander of the base and the wife of the commandant.
You wanted to get in trouble.
With the pictures. No, I mean,
Oh, you thought you were going...
helping the wives.
Yeah. The wives, at this point, no doubt, are privy to all this stuff. Right?
Yeah. See, I thought, in the real world, this is what you do. Somebody...
Huh.
But what happened was I went home, and the wives were meeting there, and I told them what I had done, and Carol and Milla said, oh, no, you didn't do that, did you? George won't get promoted. You know, he was trying to make general. But Louis Buell had already died. He wouldn't have been.
See, the women are so much a part of this, right? The women are so much a part of this. It couldn't happen, you know, if everybody was like Kay Griggs. Couldn't happen. But this is the culture of the military, right? And now it's out on the national news, and now the Prime Minister is standing up for them because they're all part of the same brotherhood or Masonic network, and the women are part of it also, or they're just Stepford wives, right? They've just been cloned out to the max, or they're Eastern Star Freemasons or whatever. They're part of the club also. But, you know, Kay Griggs, check out the full interview. I mean, it's really, the details in this for me have been an absolute revelation. The woman is a saint. She's been targeted seriously since, from what I know, and, you know, now disappeared. I don't know where she is. I pray she's safe. But let's now have a listen to Prime Minister ScoMo in Australia.
Well, I'm disappointed that this event was so misreported, in this case by the ABC, was wrong, was false and was misleading. And I think that's very disappointing. Nines.
You know, I'm not a great fan of the ABC. But in this case, the ABC was absolutely correct. Do not apologise. Retract your apology. That's what Mother tells me to tell you. Does it look like a navy ship? Or does it look like a slave ship? You tell me.